October of 2022, the channel Creepy Outdoors captured a piece of footage that left thousands of viewers with more questions than answers. In the video, the creator was trekking deep into dense, unforgiving wilderness for a solo night hike. Far from civilization, he set up a minimal camp, pitching a small tent and lighting a campfire, before grabbing his camera and flashlight to explore his pitch-black surroundings. As he ventured deeper into the woods, the night was filled with the usual ambient sounds of nature, including distant wildlife calls echoing through the trees. But as he pushed further into the darkness, every single sound abruptly dropped into dead silence. And in that suffocating quiet, before he could even process what was happening, he found himself face to face with something truly horrifying.
I'm pretty sure camp is back this way. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen the Blair Witch Project, but damn, this is just giving me Blair Witch Project vibes. Man, this place is so lonely. Imagine just being lost out here. It feels like this would never end. Oh, fuck. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here. Oh boy. Ooh. Okay. That was fucking creepy. I need to get out of here. Ooh. Okay. Talking about Witch Blair Project.
The moment those eerie voices echoed through the dark, he froze in sheer terror, instantly triggering his instinct to flee. Hearing a woman's voice out here made zero sense. There were no houses, roads, or other people anywhere nearby. He had explored these exact woods multiple times before, but nothing about this situation added up. With his camp still far away in the pitch black, all he could do was scramble back through the trees, praying that whatever spoke to him wasn't following right behind.
Well, if that is not the definition of creepy, then I don't know what it means. I need to get back to camp. It could have been campers, but this area is extremely secluded. I need to get back to camp. It's extremely important now that I don't get lost. Disoriented? Yes. Lost? No. I should be fine. Damn it. I need to find camp. I'm sorry guys, that voice absolutely threw me off and my sense of direction. I hope you don't blame me for getting the fuck out of there. Phew. Fuck, I'm completely disoriented right now.
After fleeing into the trees, he spent several agonizing minutes moving around in circles, completely losing his sense of direction, while the terror of that voice still hung over him. Roughly 10 minutes later, he finally stumbled onto a trail he recognized and managed to navigate his way back to his camp. Without hesitating, he packed up his gear as fast as he could and abandoned the woods entirely. While many theories circulate about what was really going on out there, the raw audio leaves no room for comfort. That eerie call undeniably belonged to a woman. But to this day, who she was, why she was lurking alone miles from civilization, and more importantly, how long she had been tracking his every move in complete silence before deciding to reveal herself remains a chilling mystery. In August of 2024, a chilling video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Riley Bowen Fishing that quickly went mega viral for reasons its creator never saw coming. The man behind the channel is Riley Bowen, who normally focuses on routine fishing and outdoor adventures across the United States. On that particular day, Riley and his friends were out on a boat, fishing in a remote stretch of water deep in the Kentucky backwoods. They were expecting nothing more than a peaceful, routine day of catching fish, and early on the trip seemed to be going exactly as planned. However, that calm atmosphere didn't last long, because before they knew it, the silence was shattered by a strange, high-pitched scream echoing out from the tree line.
Oh, you alright? Bless you! The skinwalker? You think? That was not a normal noise. Look at this angry little coot.
At first, complete confusion took over and nervous laughter filled the air. To cut through the eerie tension, the group tried to brush it off, even jokingly whispering the word skinwalker. For a moment, they were still trying to make sense of it, but deep down they knew this was no ordinary sound. And as the strange screams kept repeating, the jokes quickly died, and the mood on the boat collapsed from awkward confusion into pure dread.
I'm just saying.
You got me thinking.
Well, that ain't no sneeze. Caden?
Wanna leave?
We'll be alright. It's daytime. They don't come out during the daytime. What in the Kentucky backwoods?
You said what in the...
I did just get chilled down my leg. Maybe I have to pee. Oh my gosh!
What is that?
I don't know. I've never heard that noise in my life. Bless you! That's scary.
With those haunting screams echoing repeatedly from the shoreline, they desperately searched for a rational explanation, wondering whether it was a bird, an animal, a woman in distress, or just someone messing with them in the woods. But every theory fell apart, and nothing about that sound felt normal. In fact, when the noise first broke out, Riley had actually said "bless you," assuming their friend Caden had sneezed over speakerphone, only for Caden to confirm he hadn't made a sound. Realizing none of their initial explanations held up, and feeling just how isolated they were out on the water, panic set in. They stopped fishing and scrambled to figure out where the sound was coming from. However, as they desperately tried to locate the source of the noise, they saw something along the shoreline that made them realize they needed to get away immediately.
I'm hoping that you can hear this.
Hear what?
There's something screaming in the woods.
Oh my god.
Did you see that?
Uh-uh. Like, actually, like, we stopped fishing and are trying to, like, look at this thing.
I saw something move over there, but...
Don't get close to it.
We're not. Look up. We're far away from the shore.
How is it all the way over there now?
Dude, what is that? That's got... It's cooking. It just moved like 200 yards. It was just standing in one spot screaming over and over
It
and
was
over.
over there, and now it's way over there.
Is it a bird? Like a lady fake sneezing. Like just screaming.
Go away from it. Go away.
I'm not going towards that. Listen, I understand I'm a white person, but I ain't doing that shit. No, thank you. And then, saw maybe, maybe a little heard a little skinwalker action. I did get it on the GoPro. I was alarmed. I've never seen anything change locations in 200 yards faster than I just heard that, but yeah, it sounded kind of like a woman sneezing.
She just screamed.
Just scream sneezing like over and over, over and over again. So I was like, oh, maybe it's someone sneezing. So I said, bless you, and then it was 200 yards away, and I was like, oh crap, that's not a woman. And if it is, she got superpowers.
In a matter of seconds, whatever was out there covered nearly 200 yards along the shoreline, a speed that felt completely unnatural. Recognizing the danger, Riley immediately backed the boat deep into open water. The group described seeing a dark figure darting through the thick trees. Between the eerie, almost human-sounding screams and the uncanny speed at which it moved, they were left genuinely shaken, wondering if they had just caught something unexplainable on camera. When the footage went viral, theories exploded. Skeptics blamed wildlife, pointing out that screech owls, foxes, or bobcats can sound eerily like a screaming human. Others suspected a feral human or a dangerous prank. But believers argued that no known animal or person could sprint through 200 yards of dense brush in seconds, convinced it was a cryptid or a skinwalker. Whether it was a trick of nature, a twisted prank, or something truly unexplainable, getting away was definitely the right call, because out in the woods, some calls are never meant to be answered. In May of 2025, a rather chilling video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Johnny Paranormal. On that particular trip, he was documenting his travels in Japan and searching inside the infamous Aokigahara forest. He was no stranger to these woods and had visited this specific area countless times. But on this day, a routine exploration would suddenly lead him straight into a complete nightmare.
Something down there. Somebody's shoe. Now the body's just down there. Oh, I'm going to go get the police. Now we're back in night. So that's within 2 hours. Found a body, and now we're going to keep searching.
To understand what happened, we have to rewind to the beginning of his trek. From the moment he stepped beneath the trees, the forest felt overwhelmingly eerie, and even with all his experience, that feeling of unease was impossible to ignore. He spent hours navigating the dense terrain, eventually stopping in an area where he had previously filmed old ropes tied to the branches. But just as he was about to turn around, a sudden, unexplainable gut feeling urged him to make one last detour around a nearby patch of trees. Listening to that impulse, he looked over and noticed something white off in the distance. Curious but on edge, he slowly walked over to investigate. However, the moment he got closer, he made one of the most horrifying discoveries imaginable.
Right, I've been here before. That looks like a skull. Is it? How do I touch this being respectful? That is a skull. That's a very small skull. Wow. See, this is crazy because I wasn't even gonna, you know, I've filmed that before and I have searched this area, I know, because I always do it, but I've never seen this. That's a skull. So basically, found a body within 2 hours. Wow. I just saw it and I saw the shape and I was like, that's a very old body. So not even body, it's just the head. Rest in peace.
As he stared down at the forest floor, the initial shock quickly gave way to a chilling reality. It was without a doubt a small human skull, and what made it even more unsettling was that he had searched this exact spot before, completely oblivious to what was sitting right at his feet. After taking a moment to pay his respects, Johnny began looking closer at his immediate surroundings, and realized something didn't add up. There was no rope nearby, no personal belongings, and no sign of the rest of the body, which only raised more questions than answers. As the questions began to stack up, he started scanning the forest floor more precisely, trying to piece together the tragic story behind what actually took place.
Wow. I've been to this spot before. It must have been sitting here, I must have missed it. That's why, this explains why I go into these areas, team, and over again. I can't believe you've been here all this time and I've walked straight past you. I am so sorry. Rest in peace. This skull, I don't think could be a part of here unless an animal's moved it from over there, but there's no noose or anything. Wow, see, this is why you got to check everything. This is the second head I've found. Rest in peace. Man. Poor person out here, no one knows what happened to you or who you are. Damn.
With no further clues in sight, the heavy reality of the situation fully set in. Johnny realized he had reached the absolute limit of what he could do on his own. This was no longer just an exploration, it was a tragic scene that demanded the proper authorities. And the only right step left was to carefully mark his location, navigate his way back through the dense forest, and immediately alert the Japanese police.
Far out. No, go get the police. That's been here. This poor person, I think it's a female, has been here a long time. Well, glad we found you. We'll get you out okay. I'm just going to go get some people and we'll come and get you. Get a proper burial. Get out of this cursed forest. Alright, the truck's just down there, so that skull head, poor deceased person, is literally probably 70 meters from a well-walked track. So that body's just down in there.
straight across from the ropes. Now the body's just down there. Oh, I'm gonna go get the police. So I just finished up with the police. It went pretty smoothly actually, for once. I just went and talked to the volunteers, and I talked to someone who could speak English, and an old guy came up to me who could speak really good English and Japanese. And then the police just walked past doing something else, so they grabbed them and I just took the police straight in. And they were... So yeah, I just showed them the head. They're going to search for the rest of the body. And they told me I could go pretty quickly, which is good, because I don't really like hanging around. Not that I've got anything against police, but I just really don't like hanging around with them. And then now we're back in North. So that's within 2 hours. Found a body, and now we're going to keep searching.
As he prepared to turn around, the emotional gravity of the moment pressed down on him. Somewhere out there, a family was still living through the unimaginable agony of the unknown, holding out hope while their loved one lay hidden and forgotten beneath the trees for years. Johnny also provided authorities with the exact GPS coordinates and footage so they could conduct an official recovery. Because of this, he was able to confirm that the authorities handled the situation and secured the site. But to protect family privacy, no further identity or story behind the remains was ever publicly revealed. In the end, one haunting thought refused to leave Johnny's mind. Had it not been for a sudden, inexplicable gut feeling urging him to check that exact spot one last time, this person and their story might have stayed buried in the Aokigahara forest forever. In early May of 2026, a creator named Fabio uploaded a terrifying video to his YouTube channel Manaslu Maniac. The video follows Fabio and his friends, Toby and Benny, as they head into the rugged Stubai Alps in Austria for an intense high-altitude trek. They had set out on an expedition to conquer a massive 2,700-meter peak as part of a famous mountain challenge. But as they pushed higher up the terrain, the team's journey soon took an extremely deadly turn.
Du stirbst nicht hier. Du stirbst nicht hier. Viele Leute werden hier sterben, du nicht. Du nicht. Hilf mir, hilf mir! Hilf mir! Ihr müsst jetzt! Ihr müsst! Ihr müsst! Ihr müsst! Nein, der geht nicht!
Just moments before this chaos unfolded, the team reached the hardest part of the climb. They encountered a steep, highly exposed section filled with loose, unstable rock. Pausing at the edge, they evaluated the dangerous passage, debating whether it was safe to cross or if they should search for another way around. Eventually, they decided to push through and slowly began moving across the ledge. But as Fabio attempted to navigate this treacherous stretch, everything started to go wrong in the worst possible way. With every rock he grabbed breaking into dust and every other handhold giving way, panic set in fast, and that's when he realized he was completely trapped and suspended over a sheer drop with nowhere left to go.
Das kriegen wir nicht hin. Das geht nicht in Runden. Ja, willst du noch mehr Druck machen? Noch mehr? Oder hast du's? Ich habe eure Message verstanden. Fuck, Alter. Okay, warte. Alles lose, Mann! Oh, Mann! Warum ist der auch lose? Fuck! Kann ich hier nichts reingreifen, Mann! Sagt er, so endet mein Leben?
With Fabio's energy rapidly draining, he desperately scrambled to get a hold of himself and find any stable grip, but every hold was literally crumbling into dust between his fingers. Beside him, his friends were frantically shouting instructions, telling him where to move, where to place his feet, and trying to guide him to safety. But with no solid rock left to anchor to, the absolute worst-case scenario unfolded. Fabio lost his footing and took a terrifying slide down the steep drop.
Du stirbst nicht hier. Du stirbst nicht hier. Viele Leute werden hier sterben, du nicht. Hilf mir, hilf mir! Hilf mir! Ihr müsst jetzt! Ihr müsst!
Ihr Mist! Ihr Mist! Nein, der geht nicht, ich los, los! Ihr Mist! Ich bin in der Zone. Beruhig dich, beruhig dich.
Deswegen mal kein Potter.
The moment Fabio lost control, his friends immediately jumped into action and managed to pull him back just in time. Back on solid ground, the sheer gravity of what had just happened set in. With his legs trembling from a massive adrenaline dump, Fabio sat in shock, nursing his scrapes and getting bandaged up while processing just how dangerously close he had come to losing his life on that ledge. At this point, you wouldn't blame them for turning around out of pure shock and calling it a day. But just 30 minutes after staring death in the face, the group made the stunning decision to finish what they started, and against all odds, they pushed through the shock to conquer the summit. In the end, Fabio reflected on the near-fatal climb with a brutally simple takeaway. When you're hanging by one arm, all the noise in your head stops, and pure survival is the only thing that exists. The following footage was originally uploaded to the YouTube channel Wargi Bushcraft in May of 2026. In the video, the creator embarked on a wilderness expedition with his dog deep in a forest somewhere in northern Kurdistan. After finding a quiet spot, he spends the day gathering natural timber, constructing a shelter, and setting up his campsite. As night falls, he shifts his focus to firecraft and campfire cooking, preparing a meal in the dark woods. But just as the forest goes quiet, an unseen creature lurks nearby, most likely drawn in by the scent of their evening meal. In that instant, everything changes. His dog suddenly jumps up and aggressively starts barking into the darkness, forcing the camper to grab his light and investigate the commotion. After that tense standoff, whatever was lurking just past the perimeter of the campsite eventually seemed to back away, allowing both the camper and the dog to return to the shelter and settle back down. But what stood out the most was that even as the camper scanned the tree line with his flashlight, the creature stayed completely hidden in the dark, with the only eyes reflecting in the beam being those of his alert dog. Though it was clear a wild animal had been drawn in by the scent of their meal, the immediate threat seemed to pass. To keep any predators at bay and ensure safety through the night, he grabbed his tools and cut several heavy logs to keep the campfire lit. But just as the forest began to settle down once again, the dog perked up and started barking into the dark a second time. After that second tense standoff, the unseen visitor finally retreated back into the deep woods, ultimately allowing the camper and his loyal dog to safely get some rest for the remainder of the night. Given the region's wildlife, many believe the mysterious intruder was a wild boar, wolf, or even a bear, drawn in by the scent of fresh campfire cooking. Others speculated it might have even been a stranger wandering through the night, though this theory seems like a stretch. But thanks to his dog's sharp instincts and relentless warnings, the territorial presence was enough to convince the predator that the camp wasn't worth the risk. When morning light broke over the forest, a thorough inspection revealed fresh tracks and disturbed brush just past the tree line, confirming that something had indeed been lurking right outside their camp. In the end, what started as a peaceful solo bushcraft build turned into an unforgettable test of wilderness survival, showing just how fast a quiet night in the woods can turn unpredictable.